It began as one of the simple stick and ball games played by the native peoples of North America during an era that predates our nation. The Mohawk, a member of the Six-Nation Iroquois Confederacy, called their version of the game Tewaaraton, and matches were often contested as a way to settle territorial disputes between tribes. Today it is played worldwide by elite athletes before thousands of fans. It's now called the fastest game on 2 feet, and disputes are settled between the lines over 60 minutes. From its birthplace in the Native American homelands of Canada and the upper United States, the game has spread southward, westward, and across the seas to become what we now know as lacrosse.
Now Lennon shoots and scores! Lennon ends it!
Tonight, we gather in the tradition of Tewaaraton to honor the men and women who have mastered the game on the collegiate level and to find out who we name the most outstanding female and male varsity lacrosse players in the United States.
Lacrosse season officially ends right here in Washington, D.C., where tonight the nation's best college players will find out if they will take home the sport's most prestigious individual honor. Once again, the award presentation is coming to you from the heart of our nation's capital at the National Museum of the American Indian. Hello everyone, I'm Carter Blackburn and welcome to the 2009 Tewaaraton Awards presented by Brine. This marks the 9th consecutive spring that the Tewaaraton Foundation has presented the Tewaaraton Trophy to the top male and female collegiate lacrosse players in the United States. It's an award that's become synonymous with lacrosse excellence, flourishing alongside a sport that continues to grow, as evidenced by this year's men's championship weekend in Foxborough, Massachusetts, where some 100,000 fans purchased tickets to see the games at Gillette Stadium. It was the NCAA's second largest event of the year, behind only the Division I men's basketball Final Four at Ford Field in Detroit. If you believe a trophy is only as significant as the stature of those who have earned it, then the Tewaaraton, with past winners that include all-time greats Michael Powell, Kristen Chelman, Kyle Harrison, and Jen Adams, has evolved into the sport's most prestigious honor. For more on the award and the Tewaaraton Foundation's dedication to maintaining a link between the modern game and lacrosse's ancestral roots, let's turn it over to the MCs of the awards presentation, Sheehan Stanwyck-Birch and Scott Garceau.
After carefully viewing and reviewing countless games and games tapes, the men and women's selection committees completed the difficult task of narrowing the field of the Tewaaraton Trophy hopefuls to just 5 per side.
On 3 previous occasions, the Tewaaraton Awards Foundation has recognized one outstanding individual involved in the sport of lacrosse who over the course of his or her life has made a significant contribution to society and to the lives of others. Tonight, the foundation will again bestow the spirit of the Tewaaraton upon another such special person.
To begin the evening, let's introduce Peter Goldman, president of the University Club of Washington, D.C. Peter?
I want to welcome you to the 2009 Tewaaraton Awards. The club is very proud to sponsor the Tewaaraton Award, which has been embraced by the lacrosse and the sports communities as the premier honor in college lacrosse.
2009 was another year dominated by the Northwestern Wildcats in women's lacrosse. Not since Maryland's run of 7 consecutive titles from 1995 to 2001 has a team held such a stranglehold on the sport. With Northwestern's 5th consecutive title, they've certainly made their mark on history. But as Sheehan reminds us, there are a few individuals from Evanston and beyond who won't soon be forgotten.
Another fantastic season in women's lacrosse, and sure enough, the dynasty continues for the Northwestern Wildcats, led by Tewaaraton Award finalist and last year's winner, Hannah Nielsen. The senior midfielder from Adelaide, Australia, was absolutely spectacular. In the final championship game, she displayed all her skills with 6 assists, broke the career record in the NCAA for assists on the year. Just absolutely phenomenal. Jillian Byers from Notre Dame out of North Point, New York. The senior midfielder was a huge spark for Notre Dame this year, really instrumental in their run, was phenomenal in her speed from midfield transition down to attack, seemed to be able to score at will. She had 55 draw controls on the season, just showed what a real instrumental player she was for Notre Dame this season. Carolyn Davis, the senior from Duke University, has come through absolute adversity. Tore her ACL in the 2007 season, and then yet again in the first round game against UVA, tore the other ACL knee. Going into that game, she was a leading scorer for Duke. Such strong leadership was a huge part for Duke in the reason why they were so successful this season. You can only imagine what they could have done if she was able to play their next game. Caitlin McFadden from Baltimore, Maryland, from the University of Maryland, just a junior, huge midfielder leader for the Terrapins, absolutely blazing speed, can run end to end, was tied for scoring, and really her presence in the midfield was an instrumental part why the Terps were able to go undefeated in the regular season. Amber Falcone, the senior from Westminster, Maryland, from University of North Carolina, the best defender in women's lacrosse this year, an absolute lockdown defender. Only 5'4", but she had a huge presence on the field, will play for the U.S. lacrosse team in Prague in the World Cup, will most likely be a 4-time All-American for UNC, the first in that program's history.
There you have it, the 5 finalists for the 2009 Women's Tewaaraton Award. When we come back to Washington, D.C., we'll sit down with these ladies and find out who they really are, including last year's winner, Hannah Nielsen.